Good afternoon, and welcome to Oak Park High School. And to the alumni that are with us, welcome home. I'm Molly Smith, and it is my honor to serve as principal here at Oak Park High School. We are grateful that you took time to join us as we commemorate the service and sacrifice of our alumni with our Vietnam Memorial Healing Wall. We hope it stands as a testament and constant reminder to those brave men and women who served our country so selflessly. It is important as a school community that we honor our past and lean into it to educate our present. The Healing Wall provides our students and guests with the opportunity to reflect on those who walked these same halls before them. We hope by honoring our past heroes, we are able to inspire a new generation of heroes willing to serve their school, their community, and their country in whatever capacity they choose. Please join me in welcoming the Gladstone VFW for the presentation of the colors and the singing of the national anthem by our very own Oak Street Singers.
Beauregard, halt! Lay up! Hey!
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Raise head.
Hi, I'm Kyle Hurt, and this is Isabel Knapp. We were recently lucky enough to travel to Normandy, France to study World War II and D-Day through the Normandy Academy program. While we were there, we learned lots of individual stories of soldiers that were a part of the D-Day invasions, and we gained a newfound respect and understanding for the veterans of World War II and all U.S. veterans.
Their sacrifices have guaranteed our freedoms today, and we would not be the country that we are now without them. We want to say thank you to all the veterans here with us today and those that are not. Now please rise and join us at the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Burnett. Forward. Right. Forward. Left.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. My name is Midori Carpenter, and I have the privilege of serving as the director of the NKC Schools Education Foundation. It has been an honor to witness and support the truly grassroots, alumni-led efforts of Carrie Marshall, Barbara Moyer, Ralph Liberty, and so many others who made this memorial possible. For the past 3 years, they've worked tirelessly to ensure the stories and sacrifices of Oak Park's veterans are remembered and honored. Their dedication has been deeply inspiring. Their work is not finished. The 3 of them and the team will continue raising funds to maintain and update the Healing Wall and to establish a scholarship here at Oak Park. If you would like to be part of those efforts, please connect with them. We are also fortunate today to be joined by several elected officials whose presence reflects the deep respect our community holds for those who served. I will ask them to stand and be recognized as I read their names. State Representative Ken Jamison, and Clay County Commissioners John Carpenter and Scott Wagner. Please join me in thanking them for their service and leadership. It is now my pleasure to introduce Assistant Superintendent Dr. Anjali Avila.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Dr. Anjali Avila, and it is my privilege to serve as the Assistant Superintendent of Organizational Development for the North Kansas City School District. I am standing in today for our superintendent, Dr. Rochelle Daniels, who wanted with all of her heart to be here on this very special day with you all. And she wanted me to let you know that it is only by doctor's orders that she's not here with you. That for her, honoring our veterans and their incredible commitment and sacrifice is so important to her, our school district, and our nation. So thank you on her behalf for your tremendous sacrifice and enduring example. It is my honor to stand before you as we dedicate this memorial in solemn tribute to the brave alumni of Oak Park High School who served, and especially to those who gave their lives in the Vietnam War. This memorial is more than a plaque with names. It is a symbol of remembrance, a place of reflection, and a lasting message to future generations that sacrifice in the name of duty and country must never be forgotten. The names honored here once belonged to students who walked these very same halls, sat in these classrooms, played on these fields. They left behind the comfort of youth to answer a call far from home. And in doing so, they became part of a legacy larger than themselves, a legacy of courage, sacrifice, and a profound service. This project, envisioned and led by alumni, reminds us how deeply rooted our connections are to one another, to our history, and to the values that bind this school community. On behalf of Oak Park High School and North Kansas City Schools, we extend our deep gratitude to those who made this memorial possible, and to the families whose loved ones' names are now etched here forever. Let this space remind every student who passes it that freedom has a cost, that service is honorable, and that we carry a responsibility to remember. May this memorial stand as a promise that their stories will not fade, that their sacrifice will not be forgotten, and that their lives will always, always be honored. At this time, I would like to introduce the members of our North Kansas City Schools Board of Education, beginning with our president, Jane Reinhardt, our treasurer, Joe Jacobs, and board member, Laura Wagner. Can we thank them for their service? At this time, we'll have more remarks from our president, Jane Reinhardt.
Good afternoon. I am Jane Reinhardt on behalf of the North Kansas City Schools Board of Education, and I do want to express our deep respect and heartfelt gratitude to those we honor today and to their families. I too was a member of Oak Park, first graduating class, and some of those young men who passed were in my class. Vinnie Herrick was on our speech and debate team and also was in the lead in most of the dramatic performances. And 2 years later, his brother also was killed in Vietnam. For a number of years, his parents attended all the drama programs that we put on here. And I often think of them when I think of Oak Park. I think of how they didn't get to see their young men grow to maturity, how they didn't get to see children and grandchildren, and it makes me very sad, but I'm also very humbled to be here today. We are humbled by their service and proud to be part of a district that ensures that their stories are not forgotten. To the alumni who led the charge to create this memorial, thank you. You have given us all a sacred space to remember, to honor, and to teach future generations what service truly means. May this memorial stand as a permanent testament to lives lived with courage, duty, and honor. And may our students always carry those lessons forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane, and thank you to the entire Board of Education for your dedication to our schools and for joining us in honoring this memorial. I also do want to recognize State Representative Marty Jacobs in the back for his presence and being here today. Can we all recognize his service as well? Now it is my privilege to introduce two alumni from the Oak Park class of 1967 who truly represent the heart and soul of this project. Carrie Marshall has been one of the driving forces behind the creation of this memorial and working alongside fellow alumni, including Bob Staten, whose powerful reflections you will hear today. Please join me in welcoming Carrie and Bob.
First off, before I start, I want to thank each one of you who came here today to honor our vets who were killed in action and who have served. It means a lot. I am Carrie Marshall, Oak Park class of 1967, along with Barbara Moeller, Bob Staten, and Ralph Liberty of class of 1970. We are here today to honor those from Oak Park High School for their service to our country. With this memorial, we want to leave a legacy to those who attended Oak Park. This memorial honors more than 300 Oak Park alumni who served during the Vietnam. This high school, at least 17 or 18 years old, they did not know where they were going, what they would do, and even if they were coming back. 12 did not come back. As I look and study the memorial, we post 12 veterans who were killed in action above the names. Those who did come back but came with many injuries as well as mental and physical health issues. Many are no longer with us because of these issues. Our men and women did not get respect and honor when they returned. Many were booed by people who showed disapproval and contempt. Some of their own families did not celebrate their return. We decided it was time to place a memorial to honor them. This should be a lesson and a teaching opportunity for the students and anyone who walks these halls of Oak Park. Please take a time to visit, ask questions, and learn. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Bob?
Good afternoon. My name is, as he said, is Bob Staten, and I was part of the class of 1967. I'm thrilled to see this project come to completion. A lot of people worked hard to make this happen, and what a wonderful cause it is. A special Oak Park memorial to the Vietnam era and Vietnam veterans from Oak Park. A special thank to the Oak Park's administration, North Kansas City School District, and the North Kansas City School Board for helping make this become a reality. It seems only yesterday that a lot of us alumni were walking these halls and completing our education. Some of my best memories and best friendships were forged right here in this building. I set up my 50th class reunion. We were lucky to have the faculty and administration that we did. When we graduated and you were a healthy male, you had three choices. Start a career and wait to get drafted, start college and get a temporary deferment, or join the military. We also knew that some of us would end up in harm's way in Vietnam. The faculty and administration knew that as well. But they did a great job of shielding us from that and while we attended Oak Park. I was lucky enough to get a football scholarship, so I chose to attend college, but after 2 years I hadn't accumulated enough hours to keep my deferment, so I enlisted in the Army for 2 years, knowing that after I was discharged, I could finish college on a GI Bill, which is what I did. On Friday the 13th of June, 1969, I reported to the Kansas City Armed Forces Induction Center and took my oath. I met two fellow Oak Park alumni while I was at the Induction Center who also took their oath that day. Stacy Eaton, class of 69, and Denny Herrick, class of 68. They had enlisted on the buddy system so they could stay together during training. We all rode the bus to Fort Leonard Wood together and stayed that first night in that same barracks. The next few days we were transferred to different training battalions, so I lost track of them. I hadn't seen either one of them since that time, but today I saw Stacy for the first time since 1969. It was great to see him again. After I finished basic training and advanced infantry training, I left for a place called Ben Wall, South Vietnam. In my 8th month of tour in Vietnam, August of 1970, I got a letter from my parents that told me that Denny had been killed near Ben Wall in that same month, August, which was just a few miles from where I was at. It really touched me because I remember when we learned of Denny's brother, Benny, being killed in 1968. I also ran into a 1967 graduate of Oak Park at Cu Chi Base Camp. His name was John Veazey. We got to visit for a while, and it was great to talk about Oak Park again, especially in a place like that. He was also attached to the 25th Infantry as I was. I knew all 12 Oak Park graduates that made the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam. Some of them I knew very well, some of them just by having classes together and passing in the halls, and some by participating in sports together. They were, will always be heroes in my book. All of them are listed on this memorial in place of honor. Anybody that served in the armed forces during the Vietnam era was a patriot. When you took your oath, you didn't know where you'd be serving your tour of duty or in what country or in what capacity. That's why I'm proud that this memorial, as it is, recognizes not just Vietnam vets, but Vietnam era veterans. For most of us, we were serving our great country and the great cause of freedom. And for each one of us that served, another young man didn't have to serve. My wife and I are blessed with 3 sons, and now grandsons and great-grandsons. When our sons were 18, I couldn't imagine them going off to war in some place in the world. I can't imagine how that would feel for the parents and family to tell their sons and daughters goodbye and then not see them again for a year and not know if they'd ever see them again. Those families were and are certainly heroic and patriotic. No matter where I was in the world, I was always proud to tell people that I graduated from Oak Park High School. I was more proud of that than my degrees from the University of Central Missouri. The faculty at Oak Park knew that a lot of us young men would be serving in Vietnam, but they helped us set that aside and concentrate on high school. They found ways to make our school years as normal as possible, knowing full well that some of us would soon be in harm's way. I still think of my teachers, administrators, and coaches and thank them for what they did for us. The roles that they played were heroic also. I've been to the Wall in Washington, D.C. 4 times, and each time I looked up these 12 Oak Park brave souls that didn't get to attend their class reunions or watch their children graduate from school. We owe them so much. 2 of those trips to the Wall were on my motorcycle riding with Rolling Thunder. On one of those trips, I was in a Harley-Davidson store in New River Gorge, West Virginia. We'd stopped for a quick break, and I had my cap on that said I had served with the 25th Infantry Division. A man in a wheelchair come rolling up to me and stuck out his hand. I noticed both of his legs were missing from the knee down. He pointed at my hat and asked if I served with the 25th, and I said, yes, I did. He said, he asked me if I knew where the Hobo Woods was. I said, yeah, I do. It's not a good place to visit. And he said, when you all left Vietnam and moved into Cambodia in April of 1970, my unit moved in to help cover where you had left. He said, I was leading a patrol in the Hobo Woods and tripped a booby trap that blew both my legs off. He then asked if I was going to the Wall, and I said, yes. He said, great. We need to go there and honor our fellow soldiers that didn't get to come home. He said, I can't ride a motorcycle, but I'm driving my pickup. That warrior attitude just shows the kind of respect that veterans have for those that made the ultimate sacrifice. This wall has been called the Healing Wall, and rightfully so. And the American flag will be a prominent part of this memorial. The American flag, Old Glory, is much more than a piece of cloth. To veterans and patriotic Americans, it's almost holy. As soldiers, we wore it on our uniforms. We raised and lowered it every sunrise and sunset. And someday when our journeys are over, that flag will proudly be draped across our coffins. Not all Vietnam vets that have passed away died in Vietnam. We came home with a lot of baggage, so to speak. We were exposed to Agent Orange and a lot of other things that had lasting physical problems. My late brother-in-law, Steve Bigham, served in Vietnam and was exposed to Agent Orange and developed cancer and passed away way much too young, leaving my sister Marcia a young widow. Marcia's here today. She was an Oak Park graduate in 1974. We also brought home a lot of mental issues, which is why the suicide rate for veterans is so high. While we were working on getting this memorial started, a good friend of mine and my late brother Leonard's best friend, Tom Morton, Oak Park class of '68, took his own life. Tom had served with the Marines in Vietnam and had what the VA called survivor guilt. Tom had talked to me several times about this memorial, and he was excited about it. All these things just add up that these people listed on this memorial should be labeled heroes, each and every one of them. Every day that I attended school in North Kansas City School District, at Davison Elementary, Meadowbrook Elementary, Antioch Junior High, and Oak Park High School, we stood proudly by our school desk each morning, placed a hand over our heart, and said Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. What a great country you live in. What a great community we attended school in. And what a great future we have, thanks in part to these brave men and women listed on this memorial. Though their names aren't listed, the families of all these names on this memorial and the faculty members that walk these halls with us will forever be a part of this memorial as well. Respect is always earned and never just given. The names listed on this memorial have earned our respect. May God bless these veterans. May God bless Oak Park High School. And may God bless America. Thank you for the honor of speaking here today. Thank you. At this time, we'd like to read the names of the 12 Oak Park students who were killed in action. If you're a family member of one of these fallen classmates, please stand when we read their name. Class of 1966, William Neal Dodson, Jr. Thank you, sir. Bennett James Herrick. Byron Clifton Lawler. Class of 1967, Timothy Lawrence Hurley. Thank you. Robert Pat Menninger. Ronald Dean Tillery. Class of 1968, Terry L. Blair. Thank you for coming. Denny Herrick. Douglas L. Horn. Thank you. George Richard Plattman. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the sacrifice he made for us. 1969, Larry Lee Miller. Thank you all for being here, and thanks for sharing him with us when he was here. Class of 1970, Stephen Eugene Grove. At this time, I'd like to take a moment and have a moment of silence for these heroes that made the ultimate sacrifice. At this time, I'd like to recognize those who served during the Vietnam era. If you served during the Vietnam era in the armed forces, would you please stand and be recognized? And if you all were never welcome home at the end of the conflict, consider this your welcome home. And finally, if you're a classmate, family member, or a loved one of someone who served, we invite you to stand now as well. Thank you.
As we prepare to close the ceremony, we invite you to join us in honoring our nation and those we remember today as we invite Sergeant Jim Cox to join us for the flag prayer and the playing of taps. Following this tribute, we welcome you to join us at the Healing Wall for the official ribbon cutting and unveiling. Refreshments are now available in the cafeteria, and guided tours of the school will be available after the ribbon cutting. Thank you again for being part of this meaningful moment with us today, and welcome home.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sergeant Cox, served in the United States Marine Corps, the United States Army. Welcome, honored guests, family members, and of course, you veterans. Flag bearer, unknown author. This American flag, now of love and devotion, is a living memorial for the courageousness of our comrades, the ones you came to honor here this day. The blue field represents the sky that overlooks our land and denotes the watchfulness of God eternal. The red stripes tell us of blood, sweat, and tears that have been offered and seen and unseen enemies conquered by our comrades because of their devotion to the responsibility and freedom of this country. The white stripes boldly proclaim the peace that they help to bring to our future generations. This flag, this is our spiritual heritage. Please take it with pride and tears of our minds, unyielding faith in our hearts. Amen.
Please join us out in the hallway for the unveiling and the official ribbon cutting.
All right, are we ready? Yes, we're going to unveil first, and then we're going to officially dedicate this healing wall. All right, let's count them down. 3, 2, 1, cut! Yay! Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you to all of you for coming today.